searched everywhere. I looked through hundreds of files, searched through my text messages, I even looked everywhere in my wardrobe, but I just couldn't find where I asked for your opinion.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Dear Qadriyyah Safiyyah, where I scour the internet and look for situations where I can offer my unsolicited opinion. And this time I actually did scour. I scoured the internet and I found out there's an advice column called Dear Prudence. Dear Qadriyyah Safiyyah, help! My brother set me up on a date with an underage girl. Whew. That's rough. That's rough. Dear Qadriyyah Safiyyah, I'm getting divorced from my wife. It's not acrimonious, just sad. Thanks for giving us a word to look up. However, I do not want to be the loser in the divorce, so I've been going on some dates. People don't wait till they're actually divorced to go on dates. And then after they're divorced, take a few years to see what life is like, just being you again. I already know that's not the question, but that is definitely my unsolicited advice. Get all the way divorced first, and then take, depending on how long you were married. What is the rule? I think there's a rule. Like for every year you're married, you need a month afterwards to, learn the lessons, heal, address, some concerns that maybe you haven't been addressing. Yeah. So depending on how long you've been married, for every year, take a month. But that's after the divorce has been finalized. Last week, my younger brother, he's 24, I'm 37, called me and said he met this woman at his job who was perfect for me. There's a woman who's perfect for someone who's not divorced? It's already a setup. Similar age to me, similar interests, really cute. I saw her picture and she looked like a model. But I assumed that there were some filters applied since it was from social media. Then I turned up at the restaurant and she was clearly not in her 30s. And after I sat down and briefly spoke with her, she was clearly not an adult. Oh, this is so gross. I ended up hiding in the toilet and calling my wife. If your wife is still your emergency contact for when you're on a date, do you not have, there's nobody else you could have called other than your wife? That is so ridiculous. She drove over and took the girl's phone to call her dad. Oh my shit. And it turns out she was 15. Oh my God. Apparently my brother had paid her to go on this date. But when her dad pressed for details on what was meant to happen, she clammed up. I'm disgusted. depending on the state you're in, your brother committed a crime. Depending on the state, it's a misdemeanor, even a felony. Depending on how far this child traveled, if she crossed state lines. This is so outrageous. This is so outrageous. I have no idea what to do next. My relationship with my brother has always been fine. We've not fallen out over anything, and there's no family business or inheritance that he could want to disinherit from me. What? 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 My parents say he won't talk to them about it and want me to just drop it since it was just a bad prank. Except it obviously wasn't. I could have been arrested, even though I would not have done anything. The girl was dressed to the nines, but she was still obviously way too young to be there. The optics were obviously bad. And what if he pulls this prank on someone else and a child gets hurt? Why is he even giving 15-year-olds money anyhow? Right, money online anyhow. My wife thinks I should call the police. And tell them what happened. The girl's dad would rather not, but has agreed to back up my account if I want to take it that way. I think she's probably right, if only to have a background if he does anything else, but I don't know. It just feels surreal because I really can't think why my brother would have done this or even thought about it. I just keep stalling out on doing anything because I just can't imagine how to explain this when nothing happened to motivate it. That's called sex trafficking, sir. It seems like that's sex trafficking. Paying a minor to appear to be a major of majority age to go on a date with you. I would definitely call the police. I would call the police so that they can do an investigation, so that they can find out how he met this young woman online. In my mind, they can confiscate his electronic devices, and they can see if he is engaged in more of this behavior. Your parents are absolutely ridiculous. It causes me to question if they have heard this behavior from him before, because they call it a prank. A prank. I'm going to set my 37-year-old brother up to go on a date with a 15-year-old. A 15-year-old, my G. Not 17, not 17 and a half, not 21, fifth fucking teen. So the thing about having relatives who are predators and engaged in salacious activity, especially when they involve us, is it is our duty, it is our social contract to respond responsibly. I would definitely contact the police. I would also beat his motherfucking ass. I would beat his ass. I don't know if you can. I would definitely beat his ass in a way where he didn't know it was me, so that when I called the police, he wouldn't be able to press charges against me for assault. But I would definitely beat his motherfucking ass. And I would definitely call the police. And I would let everyone in the family know that he is engaging in these behaviors. I mean, the thing about it is he's 27. Where did he meet a 15-year-old? Why does he have access to a 15-year-old? And like you said, the fact that he even thought this up, what was his end goal? What was the result? Now I understand why you was like, I mean, there's nothing for him to, inherit in lieu of you, because then it would be like, oh, maybe he's trying to set you up to take the fall so that he could get in line. This is a heavy situation for anybody to have to go through. I think you should, interestingly enough, talk to either a therapist or a social worker, because they are versed in these type of situations. And they will be able to guide you with your local laws, and they are mandated reporters. They are mandated reporters. I don't know what your brother's situation is, but I would definitely put him on blast. I would let his employer know. I would let his friends know. If he's in a relationship, I would let that person know. Obviously, your parents aren't a resource for this, but I would not continue to talk to them about this situation. I would just move forward with it. But I would not take the situation lightly at all. I think that a lot of times when people do outrageous things in front of other people, it always seems to me like this can't be their first time. And maybe this was a cry for help. Sometimes, people are in situations they don't know how to get out of, and the way they call for help is shit like this. Let me set my brother up with a 15-year fucking old, so that he can see that I am wildly out of control. Your parents absolutely need therapy. And I'm going to double back on you not date. This was a very, very good way for you to see that dating before you're divorced, not what's up. You called your wife and she had to call the girl's dad. Jeez. I'd report everybody. I'm reporting her. She's dressed to the nines. She's receiving money online. How's a 15-year-old receiving money online? What banking options does she have? Everybody's a suspect. Nobody's not a suspect in this. The dad could be involved in the sex trafficking. Report it, and don't let them not do something. Much success to us all.